Hey guys, and welcome to my next reaction to Fear the Walking Dead. If you are watching this early on Patreon, I apologize for being a couple of days later than I typically put this out. I've been getting my life together, and I just couldn't record right away this week. Okay, other than that, I'm really interested to see what is going to happen in this episode. Morgan seems to be kind of off, and I don't really know what that means for everybody who's kind of staying behind. We only have 3 episodes left, so I have a feeling that it's going to be... We're ramping up to a war, or I feel like we should be. We've been talking about it long enough, so hopefully we kind of, I say hopefully we'll get into like the nitty-gritty of the war and stuff like that, but I'm probably going to regret saying those words, as that might mean somebody that I really care about may die. But I'm excited to see who we focus on this week. Let's get into it.
So, Alicia's here for you.
Oh boy.
She didn't come alone.
Was she got the whole crew?
Here.
Goodness.
Not like this. Come on.
Inside. Have a drink with me.
Is this you waving the white flag?
We'll talk about that
On the inside.
I assume not.
One drink.
And when the sun goes down, be ready.
Daniel.
You weren't invited.
And almost broke Stern's neck.
Oh!
I want to see Ophelia.
Ophelia.
It's not well.
At the end of the day, you, Morgan, and Lucy are just like Victor. Lucy owns the shit he does.
You wouldn't be alive if it weren't for me.
She and her friends left me to die in that bunker.
Listen.
Wow.
Why don't I give you the grand tour? You still have it.
I took it off Bill's body when I buried him. After you killed him, of course.
Mm-hmm. Let's bring that up.
Listening to you, that I didn't forget who I was. I embraced it.
Okay.
I know what you must think of me. Do it.
Do what?
You have your army. I have mine. I just told my rangers to leave them here.
What is that?
When I first lit that beacon, I did it to keep you out. Now it's to keep you in.
Oh boy.
You're gonna kill them.
They were never part of my vision for this place.
Wow.
Don't make no mistake.
Shut up. Do I look like I've got a lot of time left?
Let's tell me about the fevers, but we have antibiotics, medicine, and fully stocked infirmary.
It can't end like this. Not for them.
Oh.
Turn off the light. And I'll call up the army. You have my word.
Also, do you think Daniel's killed everyone in the basement yet, or is he waiting? Just curious.
Stand down, stand down.
She's playing. Can't you see that?
Wes.
I can't let you do this.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
She's your blind spot. We can't trust your instincts, Strand. Not anymore.
Oh boy.
It's over. For both of you.
Wes, I don't, okay.
Okay, get it.
Yeah.
Kill the old man.
What? Strand said that.
Strand's not in charge anymore.
What the hell's going on?
You are on my shit list now. Kill the old man, like it's that
You
simple.
know why this is happening to you? It's never too late to learn New things.
Oh.
You put their hands in the back, not the front.
Oh, God! Daniel!
Daniel, stop. He's here to help.
I'm not helping anyone until I see Ophelia.
Oh, boy.
She's here.
So remember what happened in Mexico. Strand helped you search for her. He was going to reunite you, but...
Yes, come on. Tell him the truth.
He never found her because he kept lying.
Well,
Ophelia's alive.
She's on the top floor.
Penthouse.
I don't know how I feel about this. Not one bit. Okay. What I do love is the 3 OGs back at it. Okay, Daniel.
What do you think's going to happen when he realizes Ophelia's not up there?
By the time it won't even matter.
It will matter, and he will probably shoot you.
That's the reason why I'm willing to turn off that light. Because I want you to see that everything that I've done was worth it.
Jeez, Daniel!
Come on.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't laugh. Should I laugh? I don't know. Woo! Oh
I
my
don't have time for this.
goodness, Daniel.
Record of everyone in the tower.
He's gonna see Charlie, or he's not gonna see Ophelia. One of those.
Her name is not on here.
Oh, yeah.
Why?
She's not on the top floor. I only told you that because I knew it was the only way that you could help me.
Daniel cares a lot about Charlie, so I felt like that was gonna come into play somehow.
Ophelia died in Mexico, Daniel. Luciana lied to you for the same reason I did. I'm trying to save the closest thing that I have to her daughter. Surely you can understand that, Daniel. Ophelia's gone.
Oh my God.
It's not as if you have nothing left. Charlie, she means something to you.
She does.
She's not my daughter.
Okay. I don't like this.
Oh, look, Charlie, I don't want you to look at me. I don't want this to be like you remember
Okay. Oh my God.
me.
Be the man you wanted Ophelia to see.
Oh, Ophelia. Oh, I love you, Daniel.
We have to go.
I can't leave her. Not now, not like this.
I'm so sorry I'm not her.
Oh, don't be.
Oh.
Don't be.
About me being the closest thing you had to a daughter.
Oh.
He and I wanted the same thing. I needed him to know that. I still think we make a pretty good team.
Oh God, I'm just gonna cry like this throughout this whole episode.
I guess we'll find out.
Be careful, Strand.
Tear gas Victor. Be something that's not possible. Do not throw it all away from her. I'm not.
I got you. Come here.
Oh my God.
think she'd come back for him.
Push away. I can't let you do this.
Will made me realize something that I should have told you a long time ago.
I love you, Alicia.
God, here we go.
The closest thing to family that I have left.
I hope that this place will show you the man that I am. If it didn't, then it was for nothing.
I found this in her bag.
What is that?
A transmitter.
I thought I could use the transmitter.
So you could build Padre here?
She's lying to you.
Oh.
Just like Luciana lied to Daniel.
No.
That is why she wants to go to you, not because of the light. If you don't protect this place, I will.
No!
Wes. Oh my God. Oh, ah! Oh my God. No. Where did he get shot?
Daniel, are you okay?
I'm fine.
Are you?
Do it. and I'll kill her.
Wes, please.
Can't let you do it, Alicia.
This is Wes.
You believed in us once before. I'm just asking you to do the same thing.
Okay. Okay. Oh, not good. Oh, boy.
So he wouldn't have to.
Oh!
He wasn't gonna stand down. And we're running out of time.
Is Daniel okay? Daniel? Are you okay? That's so... Oh, my God. This whole episode is putting me through a whirlwind of emotions. My goodness. Sarah!
You all right?
I'm better now, sis.
Oh.
What the hell's going on there?
How did you get past the ranger? We don't know yet.
We need to hurry. The dead in the crater, the beacon light is drawing them here.
¿Estás seguro, Daniel?
Sí. No soy un mentiroso.
Oh!
How far are they?
I'm
Shit!
not sure.
What the hell did we miss?
We can talk inside of the tower. Let's
Seriously, get the fuck inside! What the fuck? Oh, this is a fucking mess. And they cut the phone, right? Oh my God! Strand, do it.
What are you waiting for? Turn it off.
You're never gonna forgive me, are you?
What? What are you talking about?
Stop!
It was never gonna be enough. It was never gonna make you love me.
It could have, but you ruined it. You didn't care who you had to kill to do it.
No! Oh! I am stressed the fuck out! I'm stressed the fuck out! I'm stressed the fuck out! Oh my God, it's gonna catch on fire.
This is Alicia Clark. If you're listening to this, you're not alone. We're gonna need a little help from you.
I see, I knew there's gas on the ground.
Alicia!
The fire situation.
Gonna spread through the whole building. Alicia!
Okay, oh boy. What is the next episode gonna be called? Towering Inferno? Oh my goodness. Okay, holy shit, I loved this episode. I did. I was going through a lot during it. I felt a lot of emotions. I cried a lot and all of that. I gotta say, I deeply love having an episode where the main focus was Strand, Alicia, and Daniel, also Wes, and I want to get into that. But the kind of OGs, so to speak, from the first season, I think, you know, obviously the Fear cast has gotten really big, and they've done a lot of changes and everything. Some things that people are happy about, some things that people aren't. But, you know, I loved seeing that dynamic, at least for a little bit of it, right? Wow. I was feeling so many things throughout all of this. You know, I've said in past reactions, particularly between Strand and Alicia, that the damage is done. It's funny that he said it there. And, you know, I love Strand and Alicia's relationship. What really struck me in this episode after he killed Wes, and she's, why did you do that? And he says the same reason why I ran the tower the way that I did is so that you wouldn't have to. You wouldn't have to do these type of things. He made a decision a while back, I believe, that he didn't want to, it's not reverting back. It's, in my opinion, maybe it is in a sense, to his old self, but I think it was more about doing what needed to be done, particularly when they were, in all of that shit with Virginia. He felt that he needed to do what needed to be done in order to save them and possibly do things that he isn't proud of. I mean, it also lends to the point of when he, threw Morgan to the walkers in the submarine. He was trying to stop it. Now, there's been a lot of talk of like what his motivations were when he was trying to stop it. Like, was he trying to, impress Alicia, and would he have lied about what happened to Morgan? And but he was trying to stop it, and his methods are maybe not the most nice and cookie cutter of methods, but he tries to do what he needs to do. Same thing with earlier on in this episode of lying to Daniel. As much as I don't like Daniel being lied to, and again, I'll get to that in a bit, but I don't to say Strand and Daniel have a complicated relationship and a lot of ups and more downs. I wasn't surprised like that he would go along with it, especially if he's trying to save himself and save Alicia. I think he has no problem adopting Luciana's, idea of all right, you know what, if that's what gives him a clear head and gives him that drive to do what needs to be done, then, I think Strand, in a lot of ways, has almost already accepted the fact that people are going to look at him as a villain. So I feel like that doesn't even enter his mind of like, oh, but will Daniel forgive me? He doesn't give a shit. I mean, maybe he gives a shit, like, what, I don't know, but like, I don't really think that that's like, he cares about saving the tower, saving what he built, so it's not all for nothing. He cares about saving Alicia. Even if she only has a little bit of time left, I think he wants whatever that time is. I think he wants her to see what he has built, and I think there was a good portion of this episode where he probably thought that they could get kind of on the same page. And the same thing with Wes. I don't know how I feel about the whole Wes thing. We're going to talk about it. I really don't know how I feel about it. But killing Wes in that moment, I mean, it sucks because I really liked Wes, his character, maybe not so much in the past couple of, but it's just another thing that he had to do. He had to do it. and doing the tough things, I think specifically in that moment. I think a lot of the other things maybe not, but specifically in that moment, I think he was assessing the situation as best as he could. And I think no matter what, he believed at his core that Wes was not going to come around. Wes has decided that they're all shitty people. And I think even Strand is like, and he's not even that wrong. Like, I am a shitty person, like, I don't think... Strand is honest with himself, which I think is why Wes was so, like, down to follow him. There was something about not being a hypocrite when it comes to that. I weirdly kind of get that. But, sorry. And I think he knew that this was going to turn into somebody was going to kill somebody. And he didn't want Alicia to die, and he didn't want her to have to kill somebody that she truly cares about. It's horrible, and I love Wes. I think from Strand's perspective, he was doing what he thought was best in that moment. There's going to be a good portion of the fandom who's going to say that he did it all for very selfish reasons. And I don't think, I'm not naive to think that he did not try to act in his own self-interest in that moment. I do think there was an element of him trying to protect Alicia. I think that was a genuine statement that he made. Because at the end of the day, he cares about Alicia deeply. And he can try to push her away and try to pretend that he doesn't. I think he knows how much he cares for Alicia. It's just something he doesn't really want to accept, I think, about himself. When she's around, it's hard for him to do those tough things. Denying people from the tower, being quite ruthless in a lot of regards. I think it's hard for him to try to go through all of that with Alicia looking at him like, I know that you can be a better man than this. So he's got this struggle, and his strategy, I feel like up until this point, has been, so if I never really have to have this sort of, if she doesn't have to look at me with disgust, I think that was the whole point of throwing Will off the roof. One of the things that I would say the damage is done, and she probably may not forgive him for, right? Or what he was talking about at the end, too. But that she'll never come back. She'll never... I think it was almost a way to try to sever that, put it in quotes, weakness. His weakness of Alicia. And because if she just can never forgive him, then he doesn't have to worry about it. Problem is, you still do. You still have to worry about it because you still care about her. And that was very evident throughout this whole episode. Even in the beginning, when there was this showdown between, with Wes and Alicia, and everything kind of went how it did, and Strand initially trusting her and making a deal with her, and Wes not being okay with that or whatever. The running dialogue in my head is Wes, and I have liked Wes's character, and we'll get into his character. I don't mean to sound rude, but if if Strand has to choose between you or her, I mean, you don't stand a chance. Because the fact of the matter is, Strand loves Alicia deeply. And he may not want to love her. He may not want to admit it. He may not, none of that. But he does. And it's really interesting to see everything through even Alicia's perspective in this episode as well, because she mentioned in the last episode that, she doesn't know if she can actually kill Strand, There is love and history there between them. And they've been through a lot together. It is not as easy as it's just not that easy to just write him off. And I think she was willing to do what needed to be done. And I think she still is. But seeing them kind of work together and have these moments together, I think it would be very difficult for Alicia. I think she's immeasurably strong. But I think it would have been or still might be very difficult for Alicia to take out Strand, even after he's done things that she obviously doesn't agree with, and I mean, he threw somebody she really cared about off a roof. And I think, and killing Wes, I as much as I kind of see Strand's perspective in that moment, I'm not entirely sure Alicia does, so it's tough to get past those things. But that doesn't mean that she doesn't still have some sort of care for him. And it's heartbreaking seeing Alicia kind of have this sort of, she wants to do what she can to save people before she goes. I think she she feels some type of way about being locked in the bunker during everything. I think she feels a sense of duty to help people, and that she wants to help people, and she's trying to do the best that she can to make sure that people who are entrusting her don't die. Also, everything that happened, with the senator and, everything like that, I think she's got a bit of guilt for, getting people hurt or anything like that. And so it was both admirable and kind of heartbreaking to see her throughout this episode try everything that she can, either making a deal with Strand, trying to figure everything out, to get to the point where people can be safe. And obviously at the end, when Strand says, you're never going to forgive me, are you? And all of this, even if I do this, I'm never going to get you back. You're still going to treat me like a villain, like a, whatever. Though I think that that's a fair assessment. I was kind of hoping you would still do it. Just for Alicia's sake. Wes in this episode, I get what they were saying with Wes. I really, honestly, truly understand what his point was. There is a part of me that's just like, I know that and maybe you guys can remind me if there's anything else to point to. I know at the end of the last episode, he was kind of left in that place, and I'm pretty sure they didn't go in to search for him. Or, he was probably left to fight his way out, and it wasn't pleasant, right? And I believe he probably blames Alicia a bit for that. To be fair, you're on the other side, but okay. It was odd, at least for me, and of course, I might be forgetting something, but like him kind of grouping Alicia with everybody else. And I know that it's more about the fact that he's just lost faith in people. He's always had this sort of, mantra in his life that people are people and they're all shitty. And he feels hurt. He feels hurt that he killed his brother to protect people that ended up not practicing what they preached, right? I don't want to say I don't understand that, because I get that, but it was slightly frustrating for me in my to be watching him, I don't know. It's like, yeah, sure, maybe they're not doing the best thing, but you're not either right now. And it's just, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about his attitude as much as I understand it. Like, I understand what they were trying to portray with his character. And portray with why he was kind of more on board to follow Strand, and on board to do things himself and say, you know what, if you're all going to be shitty people and not practice what you preach, well then I'm going to be a shitty person too, and but may the best man win type of scenario. I do understand that, but it's just, after everything that they've been through, I think it's a bit jarring. Maybe this is the best way to put it. I think it's a bit jarring to see him be so very flippant about, ordering somebody to kill Daniel. And and if you want to know the moment that I said, okay, I'm done with you now, Wes. It was that moment. And then him shooting Listen, I know Daniel's coming in there and shooting everybody and killing bitches. Okay? I know it's not maybe logical for me to say he can shoot all of you, but you can't touch him. That's how I feel. Daniel's my favorite and I don't give a fuck. So, that's that. I find the way that Wes went very tragic. Very tragic, especially after everything that I feel like he's been through and the mentality that he had. It's really sad. It didn't, in my opinion, seem like he was going to back down, so I'm not sure there was another way around that. I think that there's probably a lot of people who think that Alicia would have been able to talk him down, and there's always a possibility. But I don't know. It just didn't seem like they were getting through to him at all. And that, to me, is the tragedy. He kind of died believing that people are shitty people, and Strand just out of nowhere ended it. I don't know. Kind of. Let me know what you guys feel about what they did with his character. I still don't know how I feel about it. Like I said, I loved the episode in regards to Strand, in regards to Alicia, but also in regards to Daniel. I love that they're giving Daniel a little bit of stuff this season, kind of embracing the fact that he's still a fucking badass old man, my ass, you know, with it all. But they're putting some focus on him, which, you know, I think they've lost sometimes. And obviously I know this is more than most because maybe Daniel's my favorite and I love his character. That moment with him and Strand and him wanting to kill Strand and pull the trigger, and let's be real, he probably has so many reasons to. I was stressed the fuck out because you guys know I love Daniel and I love Strand. And I always kind of know in the back of my head, especially with how a lot of this show has gone, it's always been in my mind that the end of either of their characters will possibly be because of the other one killing them. Right? Like, I love Strand, even though I know that, like, I'm not supposed to. Well, whatever. And I love Daniel. I love both of them, you know, so much. And there's so much history, and there's so much, a lot of, they don't really owe each other anything. And if either of them, especially if Daniel pulled the trigger and shot Strand in the face, you know, Strand's already done that to Daniel. You know what I mean? I'm going to say, you know what? I can't say that it wasn't coming to him. You know, it's hard for us to say that, right? So, I was stressed out. I don't know that I thought that Strand might die, but the confrontation, it kind of, whenever those moments happen between these characters, it really stresses me out because I have a feeling one will end the other by the end of the show. I don't know how long this show is going to go, but I just have a feeling that that's going to happen. And I don't even know that I would want it any other way. How fucked up is that? You know? Sometimes, especially with the Walking Dead universe, you just have to, even if your favorite dies horribly or whatever, you hope they go out in a way that's fitting for their character and everything like that. And because of everything that these two characters have been through, I'm not even sure I would be that, I would be crying and there would be a lot of issues and, you know, but I may not be that mad at it story-wise. It was such a beautiful moment where we see Charlie there, and I had a feeling that Charlie was going to come into play with Daniel getting into the tower because of his love for her, thinking that he was going to find Ophelia. And then, you know, it became this sort of thing where they actually, Strand and Daniel, had a weird understanding with one another of, we're trying to protect the closest thing we have to daughters at this moment. And I really felt the genuine nature in that whole scene. And Daniel Rubin, oh, fucking love him, but like breaking my heart, just absolutely breaking my heart, because the main thing is that he always wanted to apologize to Ophelia for what he's done and the man that he's had to become, and in many instances, and for him to really put the gun down and not shoot Strand, who possibly kind of deserves it. Listen, I love Strand, but like, you know, especially with Daniel, you know, I think that it's such a significant moment, and sure, he can't really do that for Ophelia, but he can show Alicia and Charlie who he is in this moment, and I think that's really beautiful for Daniel, and that makes me so happy for him to maybe get a little bit of closure when it comes to that. I mean, maybe not entirely. I don't think he's ever going to get complete closure, that he never was able to have kind of these moments with Ophelia that he so desperately wanted to, right? You know, it's a tragedy to lose your kid, but it's, you know, I don't know. I think he's able to have some sort of closure with all of that, which is nice. But don't get it twisted, he will shoot motherfuckers, so. I love Daniel. I'm sorry. I literally, when they were stuck in the elevator, I sent him my reaction. I said, do you think Daniel's killed everyone yet? Or are we waiting a little bit? We'll give it 5 minutes, I'm sure. And he did the damn thing. I do like that they have incorporated his badassery in this season. Because I've missed it. Can't fuck with the man, okay? Oh my God. Love him. I don't really know what this means for the future. We've got 2 more episodes left. I feel like this is just like zipped by. But I have to say, I deeply love the focus on Daniel, the focus on Strand, the focus on Alicia in this episode. I don't know how I feel about the way they took Wes's character. I think they needed somebody to fill that role, and he was probably the best candidate for that, for sure. They needed somebody to kind of go against Strand in the beginning of this episode so that him and Alicia could, at least for the time being, team up. I think it's going to be really interesting to see Strand and Alicia's relationship in the next 2 episodes. And I hope it's a main focus. I'm sure we'll see Morgan again by the end, but if we are going to spend some quality time really focusing on Alicia and Strand, kind of 2 people that we have been following for so long on this show, I'm absolutely okay with that. Let's do it. Let's flesh this out. Let's actually get into what they are feeling, how they are mentally, all of that. I find that to be, I don't know, I think it's important to focus on these 2 characters and their relationship, especially with this season and everything they've both been going through. I think it's really important. So I loved it. Yeah. I do want to hear what you guys think about the direction they took Wes in. I understand it, so I can't even say I don't like it. I think I just feel bad about it, with the tragedy of it all, you know? I think that's more where I stand with it. But let me know what you guys think. Absolutely loved the Strand, Alicia, and Daniel screen time. You know, the OGs. Gotta love them. Gotta love them. Well, actually, okay, I say that, but there's probably a good portion of you who don't like Strand. Oh well. Alright, if you would like to support me on Patreon or subscribe, I would really appreciate it. But if not, I'm just happy that you were here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.